Live. Live. I can't see it. Oh, there we go. I got it. Found it. Give me a second.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the International News Network Turkey election special. Tonight, we will be covering the 25th election in Turkey since the end of the Ottoman Empire. Tonight, the president and the parliament will be elected. We will be covering each and every call-in race until we get a clear picture of what will happen. Throughout the night, we will be answering questions from the chat, so please keep them coming in. Predictions and polls are not allowed to be published under 10 days before the election, so the latest legal poll published was on June 13th by Plusmayak that puts Erdogan on 45.8%. And if this is correct, that would subject him to a second round, most likely against INS of the CHP party. First, let me show you the current results that we have. For the race to the parliament, we have the People's Alliance built of the AK and the party with the 3 crescent moon logo. They currently rule the parliament with over 400 MPs and have over 50%, which would rule them the parliament. In second place is the Nation Alliance, CHP, Sadat Persi, and the YI party. That gives them second place in the parliament. Not far behind, out of the alliances, mostly small parties, but you have the HDP. Now we're going to be covering something insane tonight. HDP versus Y. As you can see, the race is close and will be all night. 100% of the votes has been cast as the polls have been closed at 5 p.m. Turkey. 87.19% of the Turkish population has attended, and that has been confirmed, and around 60% of the vote has been counted. As for the presidential race, 50% for Erdogan, 29% for INS, 7% for Demetrius, 8% for Akıncı, 0.9% for Kalamagalu, and 0.2% for Pernsik. And now we will bring in Dylan Lewis Kresser on the phone, as he has something to tell us about Turkey's democrat political system. Dylan?
Way of electing politicians, which means if you get 50% of the votes in a region, you get as close as possible to 50% of the seats. And in order in which politicians fill those seats are organised by a party list of people made before the election. Now, I'm going to introduce you to every major candidate and what their party wants to achieve. We have INS's CHP party, a centre-left party that focuses on social democracy and liberal ideals, which is at contrast to Erdogan's AKP party, which is generally conservative socially and economically. The other parties that have a chance at entering parliament are the MHP, a far-right party concerned with Turkish nationalism, the HDP, a progressive left-wing party concerned with social equality and democratic socialism, as well as Kurdish rights, and the IYI, a centrist party new on the scene, mainly concerned with the economy, which is new on the scene being a feasible candidate for Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan, for that introduction. He will be updating us every time we have major news regarding updates in the election. Let's go back to news about the election. The main issue, of course, of the election is the economy. Due to the Turkish economic downturn and the coup d'etat attempt in 2016, the economy is in chaos. This has caused much controversy, giving the population reason to believe that a referendum in 2017 giving presidential powers is a bad idea. Only 51% of the Turkish population passed it, which is scary. That is not a lot more than 50%. Now, for some information, the president of Turkey is subject to term limits and may serve at most 2 consecutive 5-year terms. Pres- Prospective presidential candidates must be at least 40 years old and must have completed higher education. Any political party that has won at least 5% of the vote in the previous parliamentary election, at this is being June 2015, can put forward a candidate, although parties that have not missed this threshold can form alliances and field joint candidates as long as their total vote share exceeds 5%. This is why the HDR is at the top. And so our DHDR is at the top. Dylan, please continue reading. Dylan, please continue reading.
First and mainly nationalistic. Demirtas is supported by the Libertarian Party, the Kurdish population, the Socialist Party, the Democrats, the Communists, and of course his own party. These parties are also known as the DBP, the ODP, OSP, EMEK, PSK, and ESP.
Thank you,
Aksener
Dylan.
is supported.
Aksener is Aksener is supported by his own IYI party and the Liberal Party DYP. Finally, Pruinsink is supported by his own Patriotic Party and the HIPAR, which focuses on equal rights. On the 7th of May, a group armed with knives and clubs consisting of allegedly 50 to 60 people approached an IYI, wow, that's a tongue twister. Say that with me. IYI party election stand in Bankala, Istanbul, wounding 8 people with 1 in critical condition. The group allegedly consisted of rival Nationalist Movement Party (MHP) campaigners, many of which reportedly have been suspended from the party for past violent activity. A total of 8 people were arrested following the attack, with 6 being released of 2 and 2 being charged afterwards. On May 8th, the house of the IYI party founding member Mehmet Aslan in Baykuz, Istanbul, was shot at by unknown assailants. Aslan was not in the building at the time. Before I continue, we do have some breaking news by Dylan. Dylan, do you want to take it away?
Okay, now we have some alleged leak results to talk about. On the 21st of June, the pro-AKP newspaper Milliyet published the full result of the election, despite voting being 3 days ahead.
Dylan, HDP.
Yes.
I meant HDP. HDP.
HDP. Yes, the HDP in their parliamentary vote share has reached 10%, which is the threshold for entering parliament. Despite that, they're currently predicted to have no members of parliament, which is a strange thing. But the IYI party.
Thank you, Dylan. We will continue to monitor this situation.
Yes.
And now back to our usual programming. On the 26th of May, a group of Felicity Party and National Movement Party (MHP) activists engaged in a brawl in Ankara following a dispute over hanging up party flags. Clubs were used by MHP activists, injuring 7 Felicity Party activists with 2 in serious condition. Felicity Party MP candidate for Ankara, Mohammed Fethi Öztürk, was among the 2 seriously injured. Gunshots were also reported, which were blamed on Öztürk and led to his arrest while in prison. Dylan, I am sure you are good with results. Would you like to tell us a bit about that?
Yes. Now, would you like the current results, or would you like?
No, the alleged of corrupted results about the
Ah,
leaked
yes.
results. Leaked
Now,
results.
what I was trying to say earlier, we also have some alleged leaked results to talk about. On the 21st of June, the pro-AKP newspaper Milliyet published full results of the election, despite voting day being 3 days ahead. According to the results, Erdogan is re-elected in the first round with 52.63% of the popular vote, 26.24% for İnce, 11.69% for Akşener, and a noticeably low 7.1% for Demirtas. The leak caused widespread controversy on Turkish social media, with many claiming that the election will be rigged in the AKP's favour. Meral Akşener criticised Erdogan over the leak, tweeting, "Dear Erdogan, your Groom Anadolu agency declared that you are the winner as of the 24th of June, 9:30 p.m., with 52% of the vote, didn't it? If this isn't considered to be ignoring the will of the voters, then what else could it be?" The newspaper published an apology the following day, claiming that the results were caused by technical issues in the mobile version of the election test web page. However, the apology was removed within minutes after being posted. A similar scandal also occurred in the pro-government channel TVNet during a debate, when the glitch caused a brief data display of Erdogan winning re-election with 52% of the vote. And now we go on to talking about the backstory.
Thank you, Dylan. Now let's talk more about the referendum that Turkey had last year. On April 16th, 51% of Turkish voters endorsed a new constitution that grants new powers to the presidency. These include directly appointing top public officials, including ministers and vice presidents, the power to intervene in the country's legal system, and the power to impose a state of emergency. In addition to those changes, the job of the prime minister will be scrapped. He will also have the power to dissolve parliament. Some critics feel the new president will wield too much power, and that Turkey lacks the checks and balances of other executive presidents, such as France or the United States. Now, there has been another alleged corruption scandal between the opposing coverage of the news and the pro-government forces. Dylan, would you like to tell us about that?
What would you like to know about?
The alleged how the opposing newspaper and TV channel is covering the election in a different way than the actual people, like what the Guardian said earlier.
Ah, yes. Now
there is a striking post 5 minutes ago. If you can see where I'm reading, catch me on. The BBC Turkish service.
Yes, I know where you are. Now, the non-state one TV channel, Does UK News, is reporting the results differently.
Oh, we have breaking news. We have breaking news. 80% of the vote has been counted, according to the Hooray Daily News, an official state media of the Turkish Arab Republic. Continue.
Yes, this is of course in the presidential election, not the parliamentary election, as the parliamentary election has 69% of the vote in.
Where's that?
Now,
where's that sourced?
Now back. Pardon?
Where is that? Oh, we have an official announcement. HDP has officially hit 10% only now. Continue.
Yeah.
And where is
HDP?
Your source? Where is your source from? In the percent counted. Where's your source for percent counted for the parliamentary?
Hurriyet Daily News, the same place we're all using.
Where?
Hurriyet Daily News.
Where do you see it though? Where do you see it?
Under the June 24, 2018 parliamentary elector statuses, or the bar charts.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Continue.
And we also now have news that the HDP is now predicted with 63 members of parliament on 10%. And that puts the AKP very close to losing their predicted majority, in which you need 301 seats for a majority. They're currently predicted to have 303.
Thank you very much. Now, would you like to talk about the IYI versus HDP election?
Yes. Now it's been quite close, all this election between the IYI and the HDP. As we speak now, the HDP is on 10% with 63 MPs, and IYI is on 9.8% with 45 MPs. So it's incredibly close. and we're expecting it to fluctuate throughout the night in who's in fourth place. And we could even see both of them overtaking the MHP, which seems to be stalling in vote share right now. It seems like it would be a good idea to stay focused on this, and if it changes, we'll let you know.
Yes, originally the HDP and the YII party were close, and now they are actually closing in on the MHP.
Yes, of course, the MHP being the ultra nationalist party,
Yes.
which is still stalling on 11.6%.
Now, what are we thinking about HDP's MPs? They have finally now that they have reached 10%, they are third in MPs, being at 63.
63. I can of course make a diagram to show you.
What do you think about that?
Um, I was kind of expecting it. I was kind of expecting it, to be honest with you. I was expecting them to do well,
And get their
but
MPs at a later date, even though it wasn't the beginning of the election.
I was expecting them to seriously overtake IYI quite quickly,
Really?
and
But
that seems to have happened.
it didn't. It has taken more than 3 hours of recount. And to remind you, the polls did close at 5 p.m. Turkish time, which was
Yeah,
about 4 hours ago. And only after 80%. Oh wait, that's the parliament. 75% of the vote. 70% of the vote has been counted. We now know
yeah,
that
70%.
HDP. Oh, we've had an update and nothing's changed.
No, not much has changed. I
But
feel like
wait,
it. It will be.
we do have the others losing an MP and Vatan losing an MP. That's
Yeah.
very
Also, Sade is also no longer have MPs. No longer have an MP. As before, they were on one MP
so
when
as you
HB
can
was actually
see
on
in the
zero.
beginning of the vote, there was a lot of parties, but now that more than 75% of the vote has been counted, you can see that the more general and bigger parties are being voted for, as it's not all going crazy with the AK, of course, predicted to win with only 45% of the vote right now, taking it into a second round. And what do you think about that?
Yeah. It's looking. I think it's looking quite good for. It's looking quite good for the HDP. It's looking quite good for the HDP and not so good for IYI, which I feel like is probably representative of the fact that IYI is a relatively new party, showing that Meral Aksener is actually still above Selahattin Demirtas of the HDP
That
in
is
the
an
presidential vote.
interesting thought, Dylan. Do you think if the IYI was not a new party, it would have taken third place in the country?
Um, I think the IYI I think the IYI could get into fourth eventually. I reckon it will be a tight race between the HDP, IYI, and possibly the MHP, but they could gain as they have traditional
I
support in
doubt, I
the north.
doubt, I doubt they're going to be able to gain because after 75 again percent of the vote has been counted, they haven't really even taken fourth. And my predictions is that they're not going to be able to do it. But again, 45
Uh,
MPs is very respectable in Parliament.
yeah, I feel like
For a
it's
new
it'll
party,
be
it's
incredible.
very, very respectable.
Yeah, for a new party, that's incredible. To be
Oh,
honest,
oh,
yeah,
we do have an
not much has
announcement here.
changed.
We do have an announcement. 143 out of the 166 counties in Turkey have been counted, meaning there are less than 20. There are 23 counties remaining to submit their final vote.
Yeah, and it's looking as if Erdogan, and it's very possible that but if you look at the places that have the vast majority of their counties reported, it's safe Erdogan territory, and places that haven't had the majority of theirs are quite relatively anti-Erdogan. So that could signal that Erdogan will have to face in the second round against INSE, and I reckon the majority of the opposition will go for INSE, but Erdogan will still win in the end, I reckon. So it is much closer than expected.
I don't think what you're saying is correct because think about it. If the whole Let's do some math right now. How much percent of the vote does Erdogan have?
Erdogan has 54.5% of the vote currently.
Which is unfortunately more to win because, for example, if he ends up having 49%, which it's not looking like will happen.
I think it is looking like that will happen. Yes.
No, it won't because if you do 30 plus 14, which is what the other candidates have, it's still not enough to get to Erdogan because he has
No, it's
54.4%.
not. But
But
that vote
listen,
share will
listen,
will
no,
decrease.
you're wrong. You are wrong because Erdogan has 55%, which is such a large margin. Think about the IYI party trying to get that 0.2% for so long and being unable to do so. And I don't see how Erdogan will be losing 5% in the 20% of voting that remains to count. In the meantime,
No, but if you
HDP has actually increased their lead.
yeah, yes, but if you see the places that are outstanding, it's places that are typically anti-Erdogan, so their vote share will decrease, and it's unsure if it'll go below 50%.
Now,
But I see as a real possibility.
Now we do have a special announcement here. Erdogan's AKP party set to lose parliamentary majority. The state-run Anadolu agency has confirmed that the pro-Kurdish HDP party has passed the 10% threshold required for parliamentary representation. With more than 70% of the votes counted, the party is now at 10.5% of the vote, almost certainly depriving the president of its parliament majority. Can you explain that? Because I don't see how that makes sense.
What happened is that this is what I said would happen. The HDP are taking votes away from AKP and taking some seats before predicted to go to AKP to the HDP and other parties as they're splitting the vote.
Yes, but do you not see that 44% in the parliament plus the 11%?
Yeah,
What? That's about, let's say, 55%, right? Rounded out 55%, right?
you round it down, okay?
That's about
Yeah,
55%. And if you look at the National Alliance, currently second place.
yeah. I'm not. I'm not
Listen.
saying that.
If you have the National Alliance, you have
Yeah,
you have 20 plus 10, that's about 30. That's about 30. And
it's 32.8%.
even if the HDP would to fall, even if it would go to a second round and all the votes from the HDP would go to the opposition in the National Alliance, it's still not
Yeah,
enough to catch the People Alliance because they're currently once again at 54. And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not
I'm not
enough.
saying
So
that.
I don't get how it's possible that the AKP party will lose majority. They have 44%. It's not possible. It's
No,
not.
they have 44% in the
Oh,
parliament.
I get it. I get it. So listen. I got it now. They're talking about the party individually. If
Yeah,
HDP, if
to,
HDP was to go,
together.
listen. If HDP was to go for the National Alliance, that would be. Let me do the math really quickly. That would be, uh, 21. That would be 42%. Currently,
Yeah,
it's only 2% lower than AK. However, that won't
mm,
happen because the AKI party has the support of the MHP. So
yeah,
even if the National Alliance does end up with the majority in parliament and the AKI party doesn't, Erdogan will still get his way because he has the support of MHP.
yeah. I was thinking that. I am saying that, but I'm not. I'm saying that individually, the AK party would not gain a majority, but they have the support of the MHP, so obviously they would have control of the parliament with them. I'm just
True,
saying that.
true.
I'm just saying that obviously with the CHP, HDP, IRY, and all these other parties coalescing together, it could seriously weaken Erdogan's grip on the country.
But again, it's not gonna happen because he has the support of the MHP.
Yeah, yeah, but it'll
Something
weaken
might
it.
I add, he did not have in 2016 when there was the coup
Mm.
d'état attempt.
The AKP have lost their majority. I can now officially
Where do you
confirm
see
that.
that? Where do you see that?
Hurriyet,
Yeah, I'm on her yet, but nope, they have not lost their majority.
300 MPs. That's losing their majority.
Oh no, but they can still get that back.
Yeah, they can get that
Currently,
back, but
currently, if the election were to end now, yes, they do not have majority. But again,
but
it they technically
yeah, it
they technically do have majority, and I'll explain why. Okay, they again
yeah
are alliance with the MHP that gives them an
with
overwhelming majority. And even
yes,
though
but
and even though they don't have the majority by numbers, the National Alliance, because they don't have the
yeah
presidency, they're not able to agree. So no matter what,
yeah
it's looking like AKP will control the parliament and the presidency.
yeah. I am saying that, but I'm saying individually they've lost the majority
Okay, so what?
individually.
So what? That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Just like the
No, it does because that means they would need the support of the MHP
which they
instead of
have,
yeah.
even once in the parliament, even if, for example, 10, 50
No
HPs,
party was the former
even
majority.
if
No,
50 HPs defect the People's Alliance and move on to the National Alliance, it's still not enough because 301 is
yeah
once again majority. It would be 301 to 299 in any vote that the MHP and the AKI put up. Remember, so they pretty much have it down. It's
yeah
it's 100% certain because it's not gonna happen. Do you understand that?
yeah yeah.
Now, if we do check on the HDP and the YAI, it's looking like the YAI will not be able to catch the HDP because we now have 75% of the vote counted.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, and I reckon the HDB isn't gonna overtake the MHP either. That's the thing. It will most likely remain in this order
Yeah.
with AKP,
unless
CHP,
unless
MHP.
unless the Vatan can somehow get enough votes to pass the Huda party.
I feel like that's very unlikely.
Okay.
Uh,
Any other news to report on?
Not particularly. No,
But that's our job, so that's what we have to do.
there are some quite close races,
According
but other than that,
according to the leaked allegations, the race might end in 30 minutes. Do you think that is true?
I could see that happening. I feel it's unlikely, but I could see it happening.
That because of the allegations, it's gonna end in 30
Yes.
minutes?
Yeah, I feel like that's unlikely.
Okay, now move with me down and look at Ankara in the middle of Turkey,
Yes,
in the
Ankara.
middle
Here's
right.
the capital.
It will not vote for Erdogan no matter what. In the presidential race, it has voted for INS, and in the parliamentary race, it has voted for the HDP, which is insane.
In uh in the presidential race, it's voted for Erdogan, 52.9% to
No,
34.6% for Ince.
Ankara has voted for INS in the presidential race.
Ankara has voted for Erdogan.
Where do you see? No, Ankara is red.
Ankara is yellow.
Where do you see that?
Hurriyet.
Yeah, on Hurriyet, Ankara. I'm looking at the map with you. Ankara is red. Ankara is
So
red.
no,
Oh, that's
Ankara is
Tunceli. That's Tunceli. What do you think about Tunceli?
Tunceli.
Yeah, the one not voting for Erdogan no matter what.
Yes. I feel like it's not surprising. This is
Why? It's
usually
the
a.
only one
It's
that is
usually
doing this. Only one.
that's the only one in the region that's doing this. Yes, but I
Nope, it's
feel
the only
like
one in the whole of Turkey that's doing this.
have you not seen the coast?
The coast is not voting for three different parties. It's either voting for Erdogan, the majority leader, or INS. It is not voting
Yeah, that's what
not for
they're.
Erdogan because Tansili is the only one voting for INS and Demetrius. Okay.
In Sealy. Yeah.
Now, where
Oh,
is
I thought
Ankara? Where is Ankara on the map?
it's in the center on towards the left. It's the big one. It's like quite big,
Uh huh. I
just
see.
above Konya.
I see.
Just above Konya.
Now, if we go into Ankara, INS is hugely down there. Are there any cities where there is a close race and it has some way to magically come back?
Yes, there would be in Balashir. It would be possible, though I think it's a long shot. It's
Where is that?
looking
Where is
like
that?
the map. It is between Kanakkale and Izmir on the on the coast, west coast.
Uh-huh. I see.
It's it's very unlikely, but
What are
it
the
is
numbers? What
technically
are
a
the numbers?
possibility.
What are the
The
numbers?
numbers are it's very unlikely 48.1% Erdogan, 38.9% INSA. It's very
Yeah, that's
unlikely,
not
but
gonna happen.
yeah, it's not gonna happen. But it is technically a possibility.
Technically, it's anything's still possible. Technically, it's still
Yeah.
possible for MHP to win the presidency. Technically, that's still
Yeah,
possible.
but
It's
yeah.
not.
I'm
No,
looking
no,
for
it's
some.
not. No, it's not. 80.6% of the vote has been counted, meaning there is
Mhm.
19.4% left, right? 19.4?
82% of the
No,
vote is in.
uh, no, no, it's not. 80.6 is in.
I just
Oh, you're right.
updated it.
82%.
Yeah.
Meaning,
Ankara is a lost cause,
yeah, Ankara is a lost cause, but meaning,
as is Istanbul.
where is Istanbul?
I think it's like split into two near the like sea
Where? North, south, where?
north. It's going for Erdogan.
I don't see it. Is it near Ankara?
It's northwest of Ankara.
I cannot find it.
Okay. Anyway,
Oh,
I
I see it.
found
I
a
see it. I see
closer.
it. I see it. Okay. So, but the thing is, listen to me for a sec. 82% of the vote has been counted, correct?
That's correct.
And
Oh, yeah.
154 out of the 166 provinces, counties, have given in their final vote. So technically,
Yeah.
MHP can no longer get the presidency, which is fine
No,
because
it
they're
wasn't going to
which is
happen
fine
anyway. But
because they're which is fine completely which is fine because they're aligned with the
yeah, we're under the AKP.
with their
Now,
yes.
there's a
So
close race in.
listen. The CHP needs 22% to come back, which is no longer possible. There's only 17.9%, meaning no matter what, the the the AK will be that's it. Erdogan will be president. Erdogan will be president. That's it.
Um, Not necessarily because it still could go to a second round.
That is true.
Even
But
but even then,
Erdogan will have the majority. We can confirm that.
yeah,
That
Erdogan has won.
can be confirmed. Erdogan has won the first round, and if magically the CHP, is it possible for the MHP to take Erdogan into a second round?
Not for the MHP to not no,
But it is
but
possible
the
for CHP,
CHP,
correct? Because
but the
because
CHP
because
really could.
22 plus 17 is 22
Yeah,
plus 17 is what?
they have a they're
Is
with the support of the
39.
MHP,
No,
Erdogan would win.
no, it is not possible. It's not. There will be 1% off. It's not possible.
I, I don't think you understand. Insa could force Erdogan into a second round,
Could he
but
though?
he would win in that second
Could
round.
he?
Yes,
So your prediction is that if Insay forces Erdogan into the second round, all of the opposition
Erdogan.
will vote for him.
No, I predict that Erdogan would win anyway.
True, but think about it. If Erdogan does somehow need to go to a second round, look at the vote from
Yeah, he would win.
MHP. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, yeah,
he will have the vote from MHP,
yeah. I'm saying that,
giving
but
him
obviously we can't call it now until it's confirmed.
54% to the Ins's
30%.
45%. It would be 54 to 45 if it goes
Yeah,
to a second round.
I'm not saying that they would win, but
No, but it will be a lot closer.
yes. But it's looking like Erdogan will win in the first round. It's looking that way.
Do you realize that nobody predicted that the MHP would do this well?
No, the MHP was predicted to do relatively badly.
Yeah. In opinion polls, they were only predicted to do 9.6 to get 9.6.
Yes, I know. I see what you mean.
Wait, what is this?
Um,
How come? Yeah, they were only predicted to get no, even less. They were predicted to get 4.6% at the latest survey, which is absolutely insane. Think about how much power in parliament Erdogan is gonna have.
yeah, Erdogan is going to have a sweeping majority. It's going to happen.
Absolutely insane. Huh?
This was all predicted, to be honest, since it's the AKP. There,
Everything here in this election has been predicted against except for MHP. And look at this. HDP has once again increased their lead against the IYI as both of them gain one more
the IYI
tenth of a
is
percent.
still technically below 10%, which is
No, but with 82.5% of the vote counted, I am sure they can get the 10,000 votes needed to advance, as they are
no, but they need to get it in. But they also need to get it in comparison to everyone else. That's the problem.
it.
Not
Mark
that
my word.
it's not a case of
Mark
raw
my
numbers. It's a case
word
of
that they're
getting
gonna
more
be
than
able.
everyone else.
Mark my word that they are gonna be able to get it. And as of now, they are in 5th place, giving them currently giving them
45.
363,000 votes.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
seeing
a.
where I'm reading that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Other than that, is there anything that we should be Oh,
Um,
whoa, whoa. The what in the parliament in the presidential election, the IYI is actually leading on the HDP. Surprisingly,
on in the Parliament.
yes. No, presidential,
That's not
presidential,
showing for
in
me.
presidential, in the presidential.
Oh, in the president. Yeah, yeah, that's been happening for ages.
No, but only by 0.1%.
Yeah, but that actually the HDP has actually been closing in on the RYI there because before the HDP were about 0.6% behind, but
Really?
now they're only
Oh,
0.1% behind.
we might actually get a change here in the county of Slurt, in the middle of Dimitri territory. It's one of the Dimitri's territory. Dimitri is only leading by 3% from the HDP.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
So
Have you seen that?
yes, I have seen that. It's
We
not
can
that
now
worrying.
confirm. We can now confirm that Erdogan has reached 55% of the vote. Inch has reached 30% of the vote. And
I've got 54.
what? What? Same thing.
I've got
Same thing.
54% of
Same
the
thing.
vote for
Same thing. Same
Erdogan,
thing.
30% for Ince, um, 7.5 for Aksener, 7.4 for Demirtas, 0.9 for Karamoglu, and 0.2 for Perensek.
Okay, but what do you? Can you? 81% of the vote has been counted. I just do not
Yeah,
see any other outcome. I just see a
yeah. I feel
landslide. I
like
just see a landslide victory. A
I
landslide
don't think
victory
it.
for Erdogan.
Oh, I don't. Not by Turkish standards. It isn't a landslide anymore.
Why
But
not?
yeah, I think Erdogan. Not by Turkish standards. No,
Why not?
by Turkish standards, it's quite disappointing performance for Erdogan, who's predicted, say, in the last election, to get say 60% of the vote. He slightly underperformed that,
True,
but
true, but, but, but, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I,
Oh yeah, but
okay, I have a there's a vague.
according to the alleged results, the state media might be over-reporting results. Do you remember when that came out a couple of like an
Yeah,
hour ago?
yeah. there's a very close race in Kanakkale where Ince's on 43%
Where,
and
where, where,
Erdogan's on
where, where,
42.50.
where,
On
where?
Kanakkale, it's on the west coast, at the north, the north of the west coast.
Kalakala, you mean?
Kanakkale.
I can. Oh, I
Yeah,
see. I see.
it's
Wow.
very close.
Wow. That is insane. Now think about it. If that ends up going to Erdogan, wait, he has lost some of his
Yeah,
he has lost some of his percentages.
yeah, he's going down in percentages, but he's still won, I reckon.
0.1.
Yeah, and that went to Ince
Yeah,
overall.
I do not see how Erdogan is losing this. I don't.
I do.
Because listen, the IYI has been trying to get that 10% for like an hour now. And Erdogan to lose 4% would just be incredible, and I just don't see that happening.
No, I don't see it happening either. But he is technically going down. Just because it's impossible for him to go down, people have still voted. They're not seeing these
Well,
results.
no, again, the voting has closed 4 hours ago, and it's only the votes are finally
Yeah.
being counted now.
As you can see, there's still a couple of regions that are quite anti-Erdogan that only have quite a low percentage in, which
Where is
means
that?
that
Where is
the
that?
say for Hakkari, for example, in the far bottom and the far southeastern corner in
Where is
Demirtas
that?
territory.
Where Antalya? Where?
No, Hakkari
Where is that?
in the far southeastern corner of
South
Turkey.
Hakkari. Oh, I see. I see. Now they only
Yeah,
have they have about half in.
yeah, and it's not particularly good Erdogan territory, so that's probably why it's going down.
True, true, true. But again, I just don't see how.
No, he's winning this.
I
He's
just
winning this,
don't
100%.
see how it's gonna happen.
I
Oh,
mean,
we do
if
have
you look at
we do have an
Kanakkale on the
update. We
parliamentary,
do have an update. A major update here. The state-run Andalu agency results page appears to be down. Can you see that?
people are really interested in this.
What?
People are really interested in this, it
Yes.
looks like.
Or
Yeah, they're set
or
to
it was
lose their
purposely
parliamentary.
or it was purposely taken down.
We still have results up, but they may go down soon.
I am looking at results on the other
Now,
Turkish
if you look at
network.
the parliamentary results for Kanakkale that we were looking at earlier, it's an impressive performance for IYI on 17%. If you look at that,
True. And they will have seats in parliament, that's for sure.
yeah, they've got seats. They've got 45 seats predicted currently. So I'm looking for some more close races, but it looks like a lot of the parliamentary ones are quite safe.
You think?
I mean, parliamentary wise, it looks like a really good night for Erdogan. Possibly in Aydin, on the west coast, on the parliament map, it is quite close.
Where?
On Aydin, Aytin, Aydin,
Where is it that? Where is that though?
on the west coast.
North, south,
This is the
east.
parliamentary map.
Oh, I see, I see. Oh yeah, it is very
Part,
close.
yeah. It
Oh,
it could
wow.
go.
Wow, wow, this is actually incredible. If you look on the website that has been sent, okay, if you look on the website that has been
Yep.
sent, you can see deeper results here.
Ah, this is interesting.
Can you see that?
Let's give it a shot. Let me just open it.
But I'm pretty sure it's into the 100th of a decimal too, which is better.
Yes, it is. And that is looking...
We do have an update. Erdogan has lost more of the vote. He has lost 0.04%.
Yeah. Oh, it's... Ah.
And it has
Now,
all gone to ints, which
yeah.
is something. But even
That's good for him.
even if Erdogan loses that 4% and ints goes to 34, I just don't see how he loses. I just don't.
Yeah, if you look at, say, the close results in the Parliament, Aidin, it's even closer now. Even with Aidin CHP being ahead, AK still gets one more MP.
That is so weird.
Ankara 1 is going to CHP just.
Ankara what?
Ankara 1.
What's Ankara 1? Oh.
Look at the in Ankara. Look at the red splodge.
What the heck? I've never seen that.
Yeah, what they divide some major cities into 3 blocks. They divide Ankara into 3 blocks, and seems that Ankara 1.
We've had a major breakthrough in the city of Bitlis. Bitlis is it called? It has gone. It has officially gone for the AK party.
Bitlis.
Yes.
Where's Bitlis? Yes.
Oh. Hungarian President Viktor Orban has called President-elect Erdogan.
Erdogan is... Yeah, it's quite...
Wow, he has lost more of the vote. Only 0.3 though.
It's still not looking as good for... Now, if you look at between Axner and Demirtas, look at the raw vote.
Where?
It's Axner and Demirtas. If you look at the raw vote,
where is that?
At the if you look on the presidential election side, yes. Demirtas is only about 300 votes nationwide behind Axner.
I don't see where you're. I don't see.
On the update on the Better website.
I don't. Yeah, I'm there, but my map isn't loading for some reason. Here.
Let's look at the map. Look at the top with all the faces.
I am pretty sure.
It's down.
Results have yep, it's down. Service unavailable.
I think it's because the other one. I think it's because the Antalya News Agency went down, but we still have Hurriyet. Hurriyet's still going, and I can.
Which is not showing the correct results. It's showing Erdogan on 53.8, which we now know is not correct.
I have it on 53.7.
Let me refresh. You are correct. Okay, 53.7.
It's Aidin is getting less and less close now. The CHP is gaining and AKP is losing.
Who?
In Aidin, the CHP is fighting off AKP now.
CHP.
In the parliamentary race.
Aha. Who's Aidin? Oh yeah, definitely. Aidin's a lost cause.
I wouldn't say that, but Kale lost cause totally. But in the presidential race, it's close. It's only 0.5%. What's this?
Like that, maybe.
Okay. No. Yeah, it's looking as if we have a victory on our hands
Uh-huh.
for Erdogan.
Come fly with.
Okay. Is there anything that might even change in the slightest?
Carlane is getting closer. The website's back up.
Is it?
Oh no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Jesus, what's happening to my situation over
Oh,
here?
wait, it's gone. It's gone again.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's back. It's back again. And Erdogan has 0% of the vote, according to the website.
That
And
seems accurate.
I wish that was accurate. Oh,
I'm
wait,
assuming you're not a fan then.
we're not supposed to
No opinion.
Oops.
I mean, you can do opinion if you want. I don't mind.
No.
Pure news. If you look at the presidential race, Demirtas has overtaken Aksener.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. By what is that?
Only
300 votes.
Only by about 20,000 votes, but
No, it's 300 votes.
update it.
No. No way. Wow. 20,000 votes.
IYI has reached 10%.
Finally, they will 100% have a seat in Parliament.
They're getting 45, it looks like.
It does indeed look like, as 87% of the vote has been counted. I'm pretty sure in 10 minutes we will be able to announce a winner. I am pretty sure.
Easily. I'm assuming possibly even sooner.
Do you remember at the beginning we had the alleged vote scandal? Remember that?
No?
Well, there was a scandal where a
Huh.
pro-state
Oh,
media.
yeah.
Yeah. So remember how much they said Erdogan would win by?
Yes, I do.
And look what he's currently on.
This seems...
Hmm.
This seems interesting. I won't say anything.
What I don't get is why MHP has not gotten more votes in the past hour.
They've gotten more votes, they just haven't got a higher percentage of the vote, that's all.
Does it?
Yeah, they haven't got, they've been losing, they've lost 0.1%.
Wow.
So, but the People's Alliance is still on 54.8%, so looks like they'll have a majority.
Okay.
There's not really much chance of that not happening.
Saying he's standing by to watch every.
Oh.
Now, if you do what? Now, listen.
I think the website's back up.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Nope. Down again.
Mine's up.
Mine. Okay. Now, if you look on TRT on YouTube, look at this.
TRTI?
TRT. TRT.
Yeah, okay.
They have a special on the election, and this is what I want to be able to do. They are covering pretty much everything in Turkey here.
All experts who have covered Turkish politics for many years.
Now, I will be watching the stream in the background.
I'm doing that now.
Okay, now I need you to be checking our map so we can know if anything big has happened.
Yes, of course. Of course.
We do.
Ah,
What?
now, actually, if you look at the parliamentary votes for abroad, it's quite interesting.
Really? What?
As abroad people, abroad do get to vote, technically. And say in Israel,
Yes.
the others are currently in the lead,
Is that so?
and in the UK, the HDP currently has 46.41%,
Oh
and
my
AKP in
God.
third.
Is that really?
Yeah, that's so. In America, it's 51.61%,
Now,
CHP 19.09%.
as you can see, the UN clearly wants the CHP. Clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
Even though, no, no,
What?
I don't see that happening. I just don't. Look how much territory they gave Russia.
Yeah, Russia's big.
Not that big.
Yeah, it is that big.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it really is.
No fucking way.
Yeah. Russia's bigger than Pluto.
Is it actually?
Yes, it is.
Oh. Now, if you look at the presidential map, you can see
Yeah.
that Finland has decided to vote for Demetrius randomly.
Yeah, because they may as well.
Now, once again, you can see that Ince from the CHP, the leader of the opposition, is clearly in favor of the UN. And that is, of course, because he is Christian and Erdogan is Muslim. Simple.
Yeah. That does make sense, although the majority
Now,
of candidates in this election are
we
Muslim.
do have breaking news. Ankara crowds are celebrating outside the AK Party HQ in Ankara.
Understandably.
And we can now say that 88% of the vote has been counted. I'm saying we will have a winner in the next 20 minutes.
I think we could project a winner possibly in the next 5 minutes.
Yes, we may
Easily.
be able to, but it won't be official. There will still be a chance to come back. Now,
Yeah.
if you check the map, you can
Yep.
Yep, you got that. You can
Yeah.
see that they have only concentrated on it for the past day, which is not what I want. Do you understand?
No.
TRT has been concentrating on
Yeah.
the Turkish elections for the past few days, making videos
Yeah.
left and right about it. Now, that's not what I want, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Understandable. It's not what you want.
Because they are not, like, doing anything. It's not real news. They're just talking Turkey, Turkey, Turkey, Turkey.
Well, they are TRT, to be honest.
I mean, they are a good news channel.
But, yeah, I know what you mean. It's looking as if...
Sometimes it's good.
I have some...
You do?
Yeah, Erdogan is losing more and more votes once again.
Is he actually?
It says up to 30.33%.
33%? Really?
30.33.
Oh, okay. That would have been insane.
Which is less impressive.
That would have been absolutely insane. That would
Yeah.
have been insane.
No. He's on 30.3%, Erdogan on 53.49%,
Now,
Demirtas on...
do you know what's a big weaker? Look at the National Alliance. Currently, it is the opposition, but it is technically not the strongest. Reason being, technically, more counties have voted for the HDP, but because it is not aligned, as it has radical terroristal views, it will have a major disadvantage.
Erdogan has lost more votes.
Not really. He has lost 0.001. That's not.
No, 0.0... he's lost 0.09% just now.
Okay.
Which is basically 0.1%, which is in a race that could get down to the wire is a major thing.
No, absolutely not. The race will not come down to the wire.
It won't, but consider if it's really interesting how what Erdogan will get.
No, once again, no, it will not come down to the wire.
I didn't say it was coming down to the wire.
You just said that.
No, I said it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. Obviously, Erdogan's going to win, but by how much?
By the exact percentage that it was predicted a couple of days ago, yesterday, when it was accidentally, and I quote, accidentally released.
Let's see, 50% of the vote. Okay, let's see. It doesn't. I'm double checking this. Yeah, it's looking likely, but it's still a possibility, technically, that it was just a coincidence. But it's unlikely, but it's still a possibility.
Okay. Now, is there even anything more to announce?
Not particularly, no.
Erdogan has lost more votes. Other than that,
Erdogan's won. That's it.
Yeah, Incubate Erdogan is, of course, leading the presidential race, and President Erdogan is watching the presidential race from his private villa in Istanbul.
Parliamentary majority.
What?
I don't know why I found that quite funny.
And crowds have, other than gathering in the AKI party's headquarters in Ankara, crowd have also gathered outside Erdogan's residence in Istanbul.
Yes, I do know that. Yeah, I do understand that. Yeah, Erdogan's won. He's so decreasing in vote share, but he'll win. 100%.
Okay. But I just don't see.
I don't see anyone else winning.
Now, can you update me on results of Demetrius Akinser, please?
Yeah. Meral Akinser is currently on 7.47% with Demirtas on 7.67%. So Demirtas is 0.2%.
So what you're saying is that Akinser has lost third place to Demetrius.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's Perensek still on 0.2 and Karamoglu still on 0.9.
How much does Karamoglu have?
0.9%.
And parent 6, 0.2?
What?
And other. How much does other have?
Parent set is on 0.2%, yes.
Thank you very much. And in the parliament vote, the People's Alliance has how many MPs?
The People's Alliance would have, let me just double check this. The People's Alliance in members of Parliament, at least, would have, so the AK party itself would have 298 MPs,
Which has
but the
dropped
MHP
significantly.
would have 51, which means there'd be
Wait.
349.
Wait. You're getting this all wrong. How many percent does... So it has 298 MPs is what you're saying, correct?
No.
How many MPs?
AKP has 298, but
Yeah,
together the People's Alliance.
298. And how many?
Yes.
And what percentage does does AKI have?
They have 43.13%.
Which is a significant drop from earlier. And what about the party with the 3 crescent? What is their name?
That's the MHP.
MHP.
They are currently predicted with 51 MPs and 11.36% of the vote.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Which means together they have 349.
Okay. And anything on Hudapar? Do they still have 0.2?
Hudapar?
Yes.
Let me see. They are on 0.2%, yes.
And Vatan Paritsi?
0.2%.
And the
So they're up
HDP? And the
0.1.
HDP?
The HDP is on parliamentary elections wise,
Yes.
are on 10.66%.
And how many MPs?
Pardon?
How many MPs?
HDP would have 64 MPs.
Which is mean they have lost 1. CHP, how many what's their percentage and MPs?
Percentage is change. Percentage would be 22.29% and 143 MPs.
How many?
143.
They have their percentage has grown, yet they have lost 2 MPs. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is actually very interesting. Now, how many does the Sadat Parazzi have?
Pardon?
The Sadat Parazzi.
Sadak. Yes, 1.4%.
But they have lost both MPs, correct?
They've lost their MP. Yes.
They had 2 earlier, at the beginning.
And then they dropped down to 1, and then dropped down to 0 now.
And how many does the IYI? Well, no, the Sadat Parazzi MP was technically the other MP, which is now also lost. And correct me if I'm wrong, other has 0.1?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And how many does the IYI party have?
They are currently on 9.99%.
9 point what?
9.99%.
That's 10%. And how many MPs?
Yeah. 44.
So once again, they have grown percentage, yet they have lost MPs. Explain.
Yeah, mainly
that.
due to the HDP.
No, because the HDP also grew from 9.7 to 10% and lost 2 MPs.
They did technically gain because they originally were on 61. Oh, it just changed again.
That's okay, but we can now say that 80. What is this? We can now say that 89% of the votes have been counted.
for parliamentary elections, for the presidential election, it is 90.2%.
Elections, we can now know that 89%.
90.
No, not yet. Not yet.
I've got 90%.
Where?
The website, the detailed one. The detailed one.
Nope. 89.
I've got 90.
Where?
And on this one, it says 90.2 on the Hurriyet.
90.2. Okay. So it's obviously, okay. Yeah. 90.2. So according to this, it's taking them 6 minutes to do 1%. So do the math really quickly. Do the math. Yo.
Oh, you're asking me to?
Yeah. Do the math really quick.
Okay.
If it's taking them 6 minutes to do 1%, and we need 100% to declare a winner, and they
an hour.
An hour?
Yes.
Well, we'll obviously know a winner way more earlier, right?
We'll know a winner very soon. I think we already do know the winner.
Yes, we have to know it. There's no other way.
But I would be prepared to call this right now.
I would, but technically it is still possible. Now, I
we
do
can
want to update you. I
do
want to update you on the Sadat party now. It has
just because it
lost a lot of its vote somehow. It has
Sadat
vote.
Sadat.
Yep.
Yep, they're down. Now, just because it's technically possible doesn't mean I think we should call this right now.
I do want to update you that the CHP party now has 143. And it is now official. Erdogan will win the election. He will win. He will repeat the election. It is now official. Erdogan will now win the election. It is now official. Erdogan is the winner of the election. That's it. It has now been announced on multiple news networks that Erdogan will win, will carry. But how did he win? What did he carry?
He carried places like Istanbul and Ankara.
But what I'm saying is, what part of the country did he vote that caused him to win the election?
Mainly the center, which is typically quite conservative area.
Earlier, what part of the country did he just now get?
What? No, it's not that. It's that he's just held on to that. That's all.
Well,
it's not he's gained any.
The vote has been counted. Okay.
III has just crossed the 10% mark. Onto 10.01.
That happened a long time ago.
No, that's rounded. If you have the exact one, it's 10.01% now.
Only now?
Only now.
Where do you see that?
The website.
Yep. 10.01. That is actually very interesting right there.
So anyway, I'll be off now.
Wait, let's finish this up. I'm finishing up the podcast here. So, Erdogan will, in fact, carry and stay the state of Ankara. He will win the presidential election. Now, thank you so much, Dylan, for being here with me. But we still do not know. We still do not know how the parliament will end. Most likely, though, Erdogan will carry it. And as our first special draws to a close, I would like to thank you, Dylan. Anything else you'd like to add?
Not particularly, no.
Do you want to wait until the parliament has been decided, or is it obvious? Oh, and Recep Erdogan is in fact talking to the crowd in front of his private residence in Istanbul.
Yeah. Parliament is practically already been called, I reckon. I call
that
this
is
now.
it. That is pretty much done for. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys in the next special. And for a final goodbye,
Goodbye. See you next time.
goodbye, guys. Goodbye.